She just instinctively remembered to fasten her seatbelt. Little did she know that this would save her life. The moment she fastened her seatbelt, the plane began to shake violently. Seeing this, the others tried to fasten their seatbelts too, but it was already too late. As the plane shook violently, a crack soon appeared in the cabin door. The powerful airflow instantly sucked several people outside. A man, desperate to survive, clung desperately to Linda's hand to keep from being swept away by the airflow. But soon, someone else grabbed him to prevent Linda from letting go. The man had no choice but to clamp his hands tightly around her neck. Seeing that she was about to pass out from the chokehold, Linda grabbed a fork and finally managed to shake off that pesky guy. But before Linda could catch her breath, the scene before her left her speechless once more. The entire plane was rapidly plummeting toward the ocean. As she watched seawater pour into the cabin, Linda hurriedly tried to unbuckle her seatbelt, but the buckle wouldn't release. Panicked, she frantically pressed the latch, and only then did she narrowly escape death in this air disaster. When she finally came to from her unconsciousness, she found herself washed up on a deserted island. Just as she was panicking, she suddenly noticed another person lying on the beach. To her surprise, it was her boss. Seeing blood gushing from his thigh, Linda tore off a piece of ragged cloth to staunch the bleeding. Then she smashed a rock to fashion a cutting tool. She used it to cut down some banana leaves and branches. Linda knew full well that under the scorching sun, if they didn't set up some shade shelters soon, her boss would surely collapse from dehydration. It turned out that Linda was a diligent employee, but she had never been valued by her boss. In fact, her boss had even planned to lay her off. They had originally gone out of town to negotiate a business deal, but unexpectedly encountered a plane crash. Although the boss didn't think much of Linda, she still took meticulous care of him. After her tending, the boss finally regained consciousness. Upon waking, not only did the boss fail to thank Linda, but he arrogantly ordered her to go find a way to send for help. Angry, Linda turned and walked away. At first, the boss didn't pay it any mind, but soon the scorching sun made him irritable. Fortunately, Linda brought him water just in time, which finally calmed him down. It was only then that the boss realized that to survive on this deserted island, he had to rely on the woman right in front of him, so he apologized to Linda. Luckily, Linda knew wilderness survival and managed to start a fire by rubbing sticks. With the fire, they could roast fish to eat. And so, under Linda's care, the boss finally got to eat some long-awaited grilled fish. Linda, too, was amused by her own resourcefulness. It was as if heaven had given her a second chance at life. Because of her busy work schedule, she'd never had time to travel. She loved this simple, peaceful life, unaware of how hard it would be to survive on the island, let alone the many unknown dangers. One day, Linda went into the jungle to search for supplies, when she suddenly spotted animal tracks on the ground. At first, she thought they belonged to some small creature, but to her surprise, she realized it was a wild boar. To save her life, Linda had no choice but to run for her life, but the boar wouldn't let her get away. Seeing that she was about to meet her end, Linda grabbed a stick from the ground, and, somehow, managed to kill the boar in the chaos, and because of that, the two of them were able to enjoy grilled meat that evening.